All right, I'm gonna let it roll, and I'll just record a video if you guys can't see the live because the hotel's um, the hotel's internet is just kind of slow. See money, what up? Can you hear me and see me okay? Like, am I cutting out? I don't even see that you're on here. That's how choppy this internet is. Testing, testing, testing. Hey, respond if you can hear me. What up, folks? Let's see which one of y'all actually get up early, though. None of y'all wake up early on a Saturday. I'm the only one, huh? Already, man. You know that experience this week just made me want to good look and see money. But yeah, that experience this week just made me want to do what I like to do, and I like going live, and I like talking to y'all. So I'm gonna just do as much as I can, make myself happy. You got Wilder in the 8th round, Chris. Same thing. I feel like before we get into football, we can talk boxing. But I feel like Tyson Fury can't get through a whole fight without getting hit clean by Wilder, I don't think. And if he can't, especially in the early rounds when Wilder's fresh, if he gets damaged, Tyson that is, if he gets damaged in the early rounds, it's a wrap. Like, if he gets damaged in the early rounds, he probably won't make it past 8, like you said. If he's able to stay damage-free prior to the 8th round for some odd reason, whether it be holding, running, and he can tire Deontay out, because Deontay's not very sharp. He just hits real hard. Tyson's the sharper boxer of the two, so it's gonna come down to how long he can go without getting hit clean. If he can go through the first 6, 7 rounds without getting hit with with too many clean blows, and he can get some work off and tire Deontay out, he can beat him. Because Deontay's beatable after the 8th, but it's just hard to get to the 8th because he hits so damn hard. So it's a good styles to determine a good fight. These are two good styles. But yeah, see, Chris, what happened? Let me tell you guys what happened, man. Because everybody's like, yo, what are you? You're selling drugs, some shit. Everybody thinks I'm a hustler. I am a hustler. I'm just not a drug dealer. But anyway, I bet on the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington Redskins on Thanksgiving, and I made $9,000, yo. I picked up my winnings on Tuesday. Well, I picked them up Wednesday, but they were issued on Tuesday. But I picked them up Wednesday. I went to a bar on the way home after I picked them up. I was talking to my cousin on the phone in the bar. Now, I don't know if, I don't want to say that on live, but I don't know if it was, fate. I don't know how it happened, but someone was listening to what I was saying, or someone was sent for me. I don't know, but somebody knew I had $9,000 for sure. Not too many people knew that. I'll keep it at that. But as soon as I left, you guys got to be careful, man. But as soon as I left, I went out to my car, and I noticed 2 guys. I just didn't pay it any mind. It was a little tipsy, but not too much. But I went to my car. I went to go open my car door. Then I stopped. And I hit the the security button before I got to the car, and that's when the 2 guys had emerged from where they were. But they looked like they were going into the bar. So went to go open the door, and somebody imagine this, man. Somebody opened my back door and said, he put the gun in my face and said, get in the car. I said, no, I'm not getting the fuck in the car, man. You got to shoot me out here. We all got to die. I'm at least going to choose how I die. Like, I'm not dying in the car. You're not driving me to nobody's basement. My kids got to find me. I got life insurance and shit. So, nah, I was like, no. And he started hitting me. I didn't know, he was hitting me with the gun, because as soon as he walked up to me, now I know now in hindsight that he had the gun in my rib when he told me to get in the car, and then he put it in my face. But it happened so fast that when he said it, I never really got a chance to stare it down. I don't know how I got hit or anything, because, he knocked me out after a while. But I remember, scuffling away from the car. I went to go, I went to go line up with him, square up with him, and I'm backing up because he has my hoodie. So I'm swinging, and I'm thinking like, he gonna stab me, what? So I'm trying to figure out which hand is the danger hand. And by the time I figured it out, he had already bust my nose. I didn't know, but I know now because my car was covered in blood. But he had already bust my nose. And when the first time I almost went down, I grabbed on his arm to support me, and I got back up, and my head was kind of down, and I saw a silver and black gun. So after that, I grabbed that. I reach in my back pocket, and I'm like, yo, 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 and I tried to give it to him. This is how I know they were definitely after my trunk, because I tried to give it to him, and he didn't even want that. I had like $1,100 in my hand. He didn't even give a fuck about that. His partner went straight for my trunk. And then that's all I really remember, because after I grabbed his gun and he got it free, he could have shot me. So I'm glad he didn't. But after he got it free, he bust me on the side of the head, so my temple, and you see the staples here in my head. So he bust me in the side of the head, and I fell. Bust my shit up. And to me, I thought I'd bounce right back up, because when I jumped up, I grabbed a knife and I went running for him because I knew they had my money. So I went around the corner looking for him. And I'm like, how the fuck did they vanish that fast? Like, they're like ninjas. So maybe I was knocked out. I've never been knocked out before. So I don't know if I was knocked out or not. I know I was concussed. But to me, it was like I got up. That's all I remember. But maybe I was down for a second, because when I reviewed the security camera, you can't see what actually happened, but you can see how long I was in the parking lot. And you can see when I come back out of the parking lot. So I'm like, how long was I down there? I really don't know. But they worked me over something good though, man. And I won't forget that. Won't forget that. Happened Wednesday. And what up, Sean? What up, Chris? What's up, y'all, man? Yeah, man, look, I appreciate all the love everybody give, man. I'm not like a down person. Like, it's not the worst thing. Well, it's one of the worst things that happened to me, but it's not the worst. You know what I'm saying? So, it's not like I'm sitting here sulking, or I'm sitting here like, happy about it. It's just something that happened. I don't live in the past, and I don't really hide from my life. Whatever happened to me in life happened. So that's why I share it with you guys. But it was definitely a eye-opening experience, and maybe it's good news for you guys, because what it made me want to do, honestly, man, I wanted to go live immediately. Crazy enough, it happened in Northeast Philly at a bar called Chuck's Alibi. I'm cool. I don't got a rebound. Like, they didn't break me. It's just, that was new money anyway. It wasn't like it was money that I had in savings or anything. It was betted money. So, I just got to start betting again. I don't, easy come, easy go. That's what they say. You know what I mean? Yeah, I did get the Cowboy pick me up on Thursday. I watched half of it, then I fell asleep, woke up yesterday morning before I decided to fly out here. And I'm set up in a hotel called the Americana in San Francisco. Everything's fucking expensive here, but their internet's slow as shit. So I'm like, hey, Dad, what you charging me for? You got this water that they probably filled up in the tub back there. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna complain. I'm gonna drink this shit anyway. I'm trying to let some of you guys join in. It's like 24 of you. Yep. I'm glad I'm alive and well too, Cowboy 42. Why is he hot? Because he's trying to get energy into his throws. To me, and I don't say anything about that because I'm letting us win, but he's playing the same. It's just that the team has adjusted the way they play around him, and we're playing sound football. We figured out a formula that allows us to win with that. And he's playing like that, but the rest of the team, the offensive line, namely, even though in this game they didn't play too good, but that's more so what the Saints were able to do versus what we weren't doing well. But yeah, that's part of it. The other half of it, man, see, they're trying this Russell Wilson experiment with Dak. So you have to think about this. Think about it carefully, okay? And And this will let you know that he's it's a smoke and mirrors thing. And it's not hate on Dak, but he's still struggling to get to some respectable yardage. Where others are kind of blown right through the 300 mark. He still hasn't had one, which is we don't need, obviously. I think we can go 11-5 now, even with him not throwing a 300-yard game all season. I really do. But they're doing a smoke and mirrors thing. And this is why I say that. Remember in the Super Bowl where Beast Mode was supposed to be running the ball in from the goal line, and they kept throwing the ball with Russell Wilson, and then it led to an interception? You notice that trend lately? Since we've gotten Amari Cooper, we throw the ball on the goal line a hell of a lot. And it's to try to get Dak's stats up so that they can quiet some of the hate naysay. And it's too cute. There is no team, I don't think, that's just going to smash mouth stop Zeke 4 times from the 3-yard line. I don't think you can do it. And if you can, I would bet on that. Like, look, we're just going to do what we do, and you're going to have to stop us from moving 3 yards with Zeke. That's what I would do. Spread people out if you want to, line up in the shotgun, but let Zeke run 4 straight times. I mean, run it on 4th down too. 4 straight times. We keep throwing the ball in there. And that's my knock on Scott Linehan. It's not the play calls themselves. Like, I don't care about the play design. It's why are we calling like pass plays? That first drive when we got we were 1-5 in the red zone, but that first drive when we got down there, we kicked a field goal, and they threw the ball 3 times. Zeke didn't even touch the ball. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But outside of that, I think Dak is playing well enough, obviously, for us to win. And I can't hate on that. Yeah, Zeke looked better. Yep, they're trying to make his stats better. I do believe that. And we didn't put any points up in the second half. Yep, we didn't. Yep, having like CJ know what it is. So y'all already know, man. That's what we were doing. It wasn't a matter of Dak just playing better. It's not Dak. That's not the reason we're kicking ass. It's because we only allowed 19 points a game, and now it's probably like 17 points a game with that 13-point game added in there. The average is going to go down, but our defense is carrying us through this winning streak. Dak is playing well enough to win. He's doing what he needs to do. And can we win everything like this? If our defense plays like this, yeah. To me, fuck it. I'm going to say it. We're the best defense in the league. And I really believe that because I've never seen anybody do that to Drew Brees. Not that. Even Baltimore played him pretty good, but they didn't do that to him. Drew Brees would have had 3 points total in the entire game if Randy Gregory doesn't run into a kicker. And we turned the ball over two times. Well, the Randy Gregory was a turnover. Cooper fumble. That was a turnover. And I believe Dak turned the ball over. But my memory's kind of hazy. So, yeah, we turned the ball over 3 times, I believe. 3. And they only scored off 1. So that's ridiculous. I think we lost the turnover ratio and still won the fucking game. And he still only put up 10 points. He would have only put up 3 had that not happened. I would say our linebacker core is as good, if not better, than Willis and Bowman from back in the day, Chris. Honestly, I haven't seen anybody. Like I said to myself, and I said to everyone else, when you look at the Jalen Smith breakdown last year, I said he moves sideline to sideline like Ray Lewis, and he really does. Faster than Ray Lewis, actually. But fucking Van Der Esch is faster than him. And that is crazy. Van Der Esch's playing speed is faster than 4.6. Because Jalen's, a 4.6 guy too, 4.5, 4.6 guy, considering the knee. He was like a 4.4 guy, 4.5 guy, but he's probably like a 4.6 guy now with the knee. You know what I'm saying? With the injury. So for Jalen to be as fast as he is, and he is fast, he plays fast as hell. Van Der Esch moves faster. So I haven't seen any linebackers, not 2, on the same team that all move like Shaq Thompson from the Panthers. They all move like D-backs, like all of them. I don't think Kevon Frazier or Heath can just flat out just outmove, and I'm talking about playing speed. I don't mean 40 time. I mean playing speed. I don't see them moving or getting to the ball faster than Esh or Jalen. They just don't miss. And they're chasing down everybody. I'm talking about all the deer. They chase down Watson. They chase down Kamara. They chase down anybody. So for me, yeah, we do have the best linebacker core in the league. And that's with one of the best linebackers in the league on the sideline, and Sean Lee. So yeah, it's a crazy tandem, man. They call them Van Jalen. They're looking crazy right now, and I love it. I love it. Yeah, they're trying to see who can get him first. I think it's making Jalen play better because he's like, I'm not gonna get outdone by this kid. Can his throwing motion improve, Andrew? That's like that's a sneaky question because of course it can. Who cares? I mean, I'm off of Dak. Why? Because one, I've already covered everything you're going to need to know about him for a while until he changes. And two, no, I just want to change my focus because, I can always focus. He's an easy focal point, and he sucks up so much energy because he's the quarterback. You notice I haven't really done a lot of breakdowns on the other players like I was doing when I started. So I'm off of Dak. Like I talk about him, but I'm not breaking down another Dak Prescott video for a while. If I do, I'll do it for some Patreon guys or something. But I don't want to do it. I really don't. Why? He's not changing. So, he's still playing the same. But the thing that he did change is his level of aggression. And he does actually have chemistry with Cooper because Cooper is like, fucking agent zero when it comes to running routes. So Dak wasn't lying there when he said he likes guys that run very, very precise routes, even though I think everybody on this team is a route runner. Like even Hearns can run routes, and he's not a super quick guy, but he runs pretty good routes. Oh, my lights went off. But yeah, he runs pretty good routes. Then you got Beasley. You already know what he can do. Gallup was getting open all night. He was trashing dudes. He's trashing Eli Apple, and Eli Apple shuts down like guys like Julio Jones. He's all over those types of guys. I don't think he can deal with those quick twitch athletes that we have. We have a bunch of them. So I do think Dak is really good when it comes to dealing with guys who run routes pretty good. Yeah. Noah Brown's good. He's a great blocker. He's like a tight end, but faster. But he does block pretty good. Yeah, I'm not breaking down another one. Trust me, I'm not. I don't feel like it. Everybody asks me for him, and I don't want to do it. That's probably why I haven't done any breakdowns because all of them lead to break down Dak, and I don't want to. I broke down Suafilo. I still haven't released it yet because one, my house was noisy, and November has been a month that I don't want to remember. We had, like I told you guys, I had 3 deaths in the family in the beginning of November. I think in November I also figured out that people were like, killing my content, and then I get robbed or whatever, and it's just like, nah, I'm not feeling November, man. And I fought my stepson, my godson, who's 16, a 16-year-old Neanderthal who's a bully in school, and he tried to bring that bully mentality into my house. So no. So yeah, November's been a month I don't want to remember, honestly. So, but with that said, it's now December. Welcome December, and also welcome 2019. And I'm going to carry this into the new year, man. This energy, like I'm happy to be here, really. So it was like a blessing in disguise because I know if I would have gotten that car, I wouldn't be here right now. I know that because I don't know where they were trying to take me, but it wasn't going to be fun. I don't think. So for me, you know how you think to yourself, you're like, man, I don't know what I would do in this situation. And I know I'm not talking football right now. I'm talking about, what happened Wednesday. But I know you start thinking like, yeah, I'll do this if a guy put a gun on me. I'll do that. You don't know what you'll do. But I know because your adrenaline takes over. You don't know what you'll do. And when he put the gun on me and told me to get in the front seat, he was trying to get in the back seat of my car so he can, I guess, drive me somewhere. And his partner was rummaging through my trunk looking for my money. But I know if I would have gotten that car, I was done. So every moment on live stream, every time I see my kids, every moment on the plane, everything feels good right now. So I want to keep that energy going because it can end just like this live stream. It can end just like that. So, you know, for me, it was a blessing in disguise because I don't got a care in the world now, man. When it comes to petty shit, I don't give a shit about nothing that ain't family, man. For real. Everything else is whatever. Even this channel, man, I love it. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna ride this shit till the wheels fall off. I'm just have fun with it, man. I'm not taking nothing too serious, for real. So I like the fact that came of it, for real. But yeah, I'm happy still alive too, man. But let's get back to some positive conversation because they're not stealing my time no more than they already have. It's been a long 2 days. That's why I'm here. But anyway, back to the team. Like I said earlier, yesterday on the video that we did, that I think the way we used Jordan Lewis was immaculate. It was just, I've never seen anybody do that to Kamara. Never. I've seen people stop him from running and then he, you know, just amasses a lot of passing yards on you. But I've never seen anybody just straight shut his ass down like that. And it was Jordan Lewis all the way. For them to take Jordan Lewis and not play him, that's disheartening. It is. That's the one knock I have on Chris Richard is put that motherfucker in the game, man. Excuse my French if it's any young bucks on here, you know, but I know y'all heard the word motherfucker before. But put him in the game. Put him in the game. I'm trying to look up Kamara's stats real quick. Because that was amazing to me. Amazing. He had a 36 yards rushing. And let's see how many on his receptions. He had 36 yards rushing, and he had 36 yards receiving. That is ridiculous. That was the key to the game right there. 36 yards rushing and 36 yards receiving. Drew Brees, 120. He had Dak numbers. He had Dak unfriendly numbers. 127 yards and 1 interception and some fumbles in there too. Let's not forget that. Like when Dak makes you, when I know Drew Brees was thinking, I'm gonna fucking make that a meme. I think I already did. But when Dak makes you say, "Oh shit, I'm getting outplayed by Dak Prescott," that's some shit. Yeah, Jordan Lewis should be starting, but I don't think it's for Cheeto. You guys need to leave Cheeto alone, man. Cheeto is playing out of position. Cheeto needs to be in the nickel. I would tween, and the reason Cheeto's not playing where he's supposed to play is because of X Woods. X Woods is playing safety, so we don't really need anybody that's a tweener because we have a rangy safety in X Woods and we have a rangy safety who can hit and Heath. They're both playing okay. So they'd rather leave Cheeto outside than put him in the nickel where Anthony Brown is. If X Woods wasn't on this team or even Heath, I think they would rotate Cheeto between safety and nickel. You know, because even when we're in our base, we can keep 3 linebackers out there with Cheeto because you could go into your base formation, put a single high safety out there, and roll the way everybody uses the honey badger. Basically, he's a safety, but then he rolls into the slot in your base formation, and it makes it so that you never have to come out of your base, but you do have to play a lot of man. And I think the only reason we don't run that scheme is 1, we have Chris Richard who loves to cover 3, and 2, and then Rob Marinelli who loves to cover 2. But Rob Marinelli likes to play a lot of man though. But I think Chris Richard brought this zone scheme in and it's working, so I'm not complaining. But 2, we have X Woods. Those are the 2 reasons I think we don't use Cheeto inside. But I like Cheeto should be inside. So leave Cheeto alone. Cheeto ice cold, man. He's a nasty, nasty motherfucker. SK, what up? SK Giovanni. He nasty. But and he's always right there. Like I have more of a problem with Anthony Brown, but even him, he's right there. Anthony Brown just needs to be stronger and better at the point of attack. Like better when the ball is in the air. He doesn't play the ball well, but he plays his man pretty good. Cheeto's always right where he needs to be. Just like Byron Jones. I want Byron Jones to get 10 interceptions. He's not getting interceptions, you know. So we can complain about a lot of things with this secondary. But why would we complain? Even with Cheeto playing like you guys say is bad, right? We're still only giving up 19 points a game. We don't have any problems in our secondary. When I say that, I mean we can get roasted just like anybody else. This is the NFL in the post the passing era. This is the NFL, okay? So with Cheeto getting the more targets because Byron's playing such a sound technical style of football, he's going to get more targets. When you get more targets, you're going to be the one getting scored on. Unfortunately, that's just what it is. You know, that's what it is. So I don't got a problem with Cheeto. Somebody got to catch the ball. Like, you're not going to hold quarterbacks to 127 yards every game. So that's unrealistic. You know, it's unrealistic. Quarterbacks aren't roasting us, though. They're not coming in and throwing 4 or 5 touchdowns. Think about this. Malcolm Butler has a crazy contract with the Titans. What did Dak Prescott, Hearns, and Cooper do to Malcolm Butler? They made that whole left side of the field look like shit. And that's Malcolm Butler. I mean, he was getting cut to the point where guys were running wide open without a chance in the world to stop those passes. I've never seen that happen to Cheeto. Cheeto's always right where he needs to be. So don't bother Cheeto. And you got to be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. You guys want Cheeto gone, but who the fuck are we going to put over there? Like, I like Jordan Lewis, but Jordan Lewis, the reason Jordan Lewis doesn't play as much in this scheme is because Jordan Lewis is good at what he did the other night, which is manning up and erasing guys. He's like, they call him Velcro for a reason. Zone doesn't fit Jordan Lewis's style. Jordan Lewis would be better on a team like Denver or a team that runs a lot of man coverage. He is a man cover corner primarily. He can play zone, but he is a man cover corner. How I would use him, I would bring him in dime situations like we did, and I would make him my eraser, my guy that follows guys around in the zone. You know, we have 2 linebackers that make it so that we don't need to go into a 4-3 base. We can stay in a dime all day or the nickel all day. And I would bring Jordan Lewis in as a specialty DB and have him follow guys around. He would be my guy that I would have follow around. Because think about what happens if Jordan Lewis is manning up on guys while we're playing zone. He's chasing a guy through double teams. Everywhere that guy goes, he's double teamed because Jordan Lewis is on his ass and he's in, pockets where, Jalen or someone else is running underneath him. So that's how I would use Jordan Lewis. But it's not like Chris Richard's not an idiot. He knows who his players are. And he doesn't run a lot of man coverage. When he does, like when they're blitzing on 3rd downs, you do see Jordan Lewis in there even before this game. But he's not in our base because he's not a zone player. He hasn't been. He doesn't play great in space yet. Cheeto does. We have a lot of guys that play good in zone. Anthony Brown can play man or zone pretty well. Cheeto can play man or zone pretty well. Byron can play man or zone pretty well. I think Lewis is just our best man cover corner without saying bump and run. Like Byron is the best bump and run corner. Lewis is our best man cover corner. Cheeto is our best overall defensive back. He can play anywhere. So leave Cheeto alone. He is to me, he's like Charles Woodson. And I don't like comparisons either, but he is, man. He is. Leave him alone. Left tackle can kind of play better than Collins. Oh, you mean right tackle? A lot of people could play better than Collins right now. The most helped QB in the NFL. I don't know what that means. You gotta really describe what that means. Said chill, bro. Chill who? I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. Let's see what y'all talking about. Yeah, we still need Lewis. They call main man Velcro, man. I am in the West Coast. I'm on the West Coast. I'm in Cali right now. It's 6:51 here. Yep, 6:51 here. But I'm still on East Coast time, man. I'm from Philly. I'm not from here. I'm not claiming San Francisco, man. I'm going to have some fun when I do get up. But I popped up at 4:30. I wasn't sleepy. So I said, fuck it. Let's do some push-ups. I got to make sure I stay right because they're not getting me. So I said, let's do some push-ups, sit-ups, take a shower, and then go live because that's what I felt like doing. So, yeah. But yeah, let's leave the Cheeto conversation alone. Jordan played great. Outside of that, like we already discussed Dak. Zeke actually didn't have the greatest game either, but we were able. This was really a game that was all about our defense, man. Are you an undercover Niner fan? Hell no. I can't stand the Niners, man. I don't even touch those dudes on Madden. That's how much I don't. Because when I was growing up, it wasn't Green Bay in our ass. It wasn't it wasn't the Giants. It wasn't the Redskins. Our division, we weren't even in this division when I was growing up. We had like the Cardinals, I think, in our division. But when I was growing up, those guys weren't our rivals. They were, but they weren't. Like the Eagles were, but they weren't like, they weren't fucking with us. It was our ability to go to the Super Bowl depended on our ability to beat San Francisco. So I would never be a San Fran fan. I don't like the San Francisco 49ers for shit. I hate them. Yep, I hated them growing up. Real shit. So yeah, you never hear that from me. I act like they don't even exist when I'm here. Yep. Yep, if it wasn't for 56, it was that Davis. Zeke would have been all over the place, but they did a great job. Their game plan was right. They just assumed that their offense would at least put up 20 points, but their game plan was good. It's just, because they held us to 13 points. That's, we didn't do shit offensively, really. But, and we would have been sitting here cursing if they would have just simply put up 20 points. And we would have been cursing out the same offense that we're praising right now, the same team we're praising. If they reach our defense's average, which is 19 points a game, or even if we cut them by 2 points to 17 points, we still lose this game. If they score 2 touchdowns, we still lose this game. So this was all defense, man. All defense. Everything came down to defense. Throw Rico the ball. Rico, he's an anomaly, man. Like he blocks better than the other guys to me. Like he's like a fucking offensive lineman because he's 280, 290 pounds. He's a horse. He doesn't have to block you. All he has to do is get in your way. So I'd say throw him the ball too, but it doesn't look like they're designing any plays that are designed for him. It doesn't seem like it. Yeah, Williams needs to bulk up. Xavier at left guard is playing a lot better than Connor Williams ever played this year. I think, like people are in the media. I can't stand the media. The media is putting everything on. Oh, Zeke's running the ball better. Okay, I believe in causality, cause and fucking effect. Why is Zeke running the ball better? Why? Because the offensive line is playing better. It's just not a coincidence to me that the moment Suafilo got in there, we start playing the way we're playing now. That's not a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences, really. That's not a coincidence. That's cause and effect, man. I'm safe, man. I'm good. Yeah, and I'm doing okay, man. You see me on here. Thanks for asking, though, Carl. We're gonna blow out the Eagles. We didn't blow them out the first time in their home. We might beat them, but we ain't gonna blow them out. There's no gimme game in the rest of this year, so let's just put that there. There are no gimmies, but it's looking pretty fucking good. I think we can beat the Giants. I think we can beat the Eagles again. It's hard to sweep any team. It's hard to beat any team twice, but I think we can beat both those teams right now the way we're playing. The Colts are a fucking dangerous team. If there's a team that I'm interested in seeing, or a receiver that I'm interested in seeing Byron Jones line up against, it is T.Y. Hilton. Because the way he and Andrew Luck play together is just, he's hard to stop, especially deep. Like he makes guys look bad. Doesn't matter who it is. He's like, he was the original Tyreek Hill. He's just not as fast as Tyreek Hill, but he's the original guy that you're like, yo, this dude's little, but he plays like a big man. Now he's all over the place. You can't stop him. So yeah. Am I credentialed for the Wilder fight? No, I could have been. I submitted my information and everything. I just, I was with Into Boxing. I submitted everything, and then, after the way this month was going, I just really didn't feel up to it. So I hadn't even really wrap my mind around it. But I am credentialed for the Canelo. Is it Canelo? Who the hell is fighting? I'll look it up in my email. I know it's the next Canelo fight, I believe. I sent them my information for that, and they already sent me a response. So I'll probably be ringside for that fight. This fight, they said they need to play Noah Brown at tight end. I think that would be nice. Ebron is scary, but I'm not scared of tight ends with the way our linebackers play. I think you can go ahead and put Van Der Esch on him time to time, and then use some Heath underneath with Woods rolling over the top. If you notice, we haven't gotten torched by many tight ends this season, and that's because the way our linebackers play. Dude, they need to do a GGG fight again. What do I think? Yeah, I can't show you my screen. I don't know. I don't think you can do that with this YouTube app. If I could, I'll show you what I'm working on. I'm doing a breakdown of their second fight, GGG and Canelo. It's called "You Be the Judge," the segment that I'm doing. But I'm breaking down each round. I slow down certain punches so you can see what really landed and what didn't. And from there, you guys are going to be able to judge and see who won that fight. But as far as Wilder and Fury go, I like Tyson Fury. I do, but he hits like he has two pillows on his hands. And I think that Wilder, he's a little sloppier. He's not as sharp as Tyson Fury or slick as Tyson Fury. So this is what it's going to come down to. Tyson has to ask himself, can I get through 6 to 7 rounds without getting hit with one solid punch? If he can't, or not one, but too many solid punches. If he can't, game over. If he can get Wilder into the 7th round and he's still fresh, Tyson's still fresh, and he's not hurt by the 6th or 7th round, he'll drown Wilder with his skill in the late rounds. But I don't think Wilder ever lets him get there, because I just don't see any scenario where Tyson Fury can hide from Wilder for 6 rounds. I just don't see it. And when Wilder is fresh, he hits too hard. So, I can box. I wouldn't fight Wilder. I'm only 5'10". He would knock the dog shit out of you. I don't want to fight anybody who could knock you into next week like that. Like, nah. You know what I mean? Like, nah. That is crazy. I'm not really going through shit. I'm actually okay, man. I'm okay. I'm happy. I really am. So don't feel bad for me. Trust me. I wouldn't be up here if I was ashamed of anything. I got stitches in my lip. I got a broken nose and staples in my head and a fucking black eye and all that. I don't give a shit. Like, they had to pistol whip me down to the ground to do that. Like, I'm not bowing down to nobody, man. I'm cool. Yeah, I saw Creed, man. I was crying my ass off on Creed too. I'm a boxing sentimentalist though, so I've been boxing all my life. So for me, Creed was just like a touchy movie. So excuse me if y'all think, like, I didn't cry when I got pistol whipped, but I cried at Creed, man. I cried like crazy. Hell yeah, I got my licks in, man. I'm not crazy. I was doing more trying to get away from my car though than I was trying to get licks in. I was half tipsy, and when you get hit, initially it hit me like in my nose, I guess, but I was hazy. I didn't really feel it at all. I didn't feel anything, but I didn't remember feeling anything anyway. But not until later, like when I woke up, like after I took a nap, I felt some shit, but I didn't feel anything when that was happening. But I was more concerned with making sure two guys, they didn't get me into my car. So I'm more so wrestling with him and trying to keep my hand on his gun. And when I was doing that, they're just whacking me. You know what I mean? So they was getting free shots off, but you're not going to shoot me. I don't give a fuck. You can just beat my ass then. You got that. You got that. Much love to you. Right back at you, bruh. Right back at you. Spoiler alert. Oh, damn, I didn't tell what happened in Creed, did I? Did I tell? I don't think I did. I don't think I said anything. But Creed was good. It just had me crying. No, you give your shit up, man. I ain't mind giving up the bread. I tried to give it to them. They were trying to get me in the car. They were trying to kidnap me. I don't mind giving that shit up. Give that shit up. Don't go down easy if somebody's trying to take your life. But if you get robbed, please, folks, give that shit up. Because what I did was kind of stupid. But I just figured if I'm going to die, I'm going to die outside. I'm not dying in my car, and you're not taking me anywhere. So that was it. Other than that, give that shit up. Give it up. It happened in Philly, on Cotman Avenue, Chuck's, a bar. It's a cop's bar. That's why I know whoever it was didn't know where they were. They were sent there probably, or it was just random. They overheard me or something. I don't know how it happened yet, but I'm a fucking detective. Trust me, I'm on it. But yeah, whoever it was didn't know. They didn't know who they were dealing with, and they didn't know where they were because it's a cops bar. It's a bunch of cops that own that bar. So as soon as it happened, by the time I got in the building, I said, call the law, and my head was leaking. And they was outside 30 seconds. I'm like, how the hell they get outside so fast? But they was out there. So, yeah, that was crazy. Or dirty cops. Yeah, that would have been fucked up. Maybe that's why they didn't shoot me. Who knows? I don't live in Philly. I live in Abington, but I'm just near Philly. I'm from here, man. I'm not going nowhere, man. I'm not going nowhere. This is my home, man. Ain't nobody gonna scare me away from my crib. Yo, I had on a Cowboys jersey, a Cowboys hoodie, man. Maybe I did. So I did tell him I was a Cowboys fan. I'm about to show you. Let me see if I can see the hoodie. I had on a Cowboy hoodie. If I have pictures of it. Yeah, I had on a Cowboy hoodie. I don't think I can see the hoodie. No, you can't see the hoodie. Yeah, you can't see the hoodie. But yeah, they bust me up pretty good. Right here. That was me. They bashed my face open in the back of my head. But like I said, I wasn't dropping. Anyway, it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday at midnight. So really Thursday. No, they ain't get picked up yet. Yeah, listen to Meek Mills. And I know you're asking, what's free? I listened to it. I love the verse, man. People messed up though. They think that Hov was trying to come at they think he was trying to come at Kanye, and he wasn't. He was saying, you can't separate them. Don't try to separate him and Kanye like they did Prince and Michael, is what he was saying. He wasn't coming at Kanye, but that's crazy. Yeah, man. Rock, life is short. That's what it taught me, man. LVE should go to a Pro Bowl, brother. 2 interceptions. He got some. I don't think he got a sack, but he got some forced fumbles. He got some interceptions in there. He's put together a really solid season. If he's not going to the Pro Bowl, something's wrong. Sean Lee cut? Nah, Jerry wouldn't cut Sean Lee. He would get a pay cut to stay, but I think Sean Lee would probably take the pay cut because he knows he's not, he knows he's injury prone right now. He knows he's been injured, kind of crazy. Trade Sean Lee? Nope. What would you trade him for? And yeah, D-Roy is definitely LVE. He's rookie of the year for sure. For sure. Yep. But yeah, defensively, what I want to say, hats go off since the beginning of the year. My hats go off to Chris Richard and the things he's brought to this team. Rob Marinelli, he's been himself. But my hats go off to what Chris Richard has been able to do for us. I don't think that we play anywhere near the level that we've been playing if he wasn't on this team, because a team takes on their coach's personality. Rob Marinelli is a defensive mind. He's more philosophical and cerebral. Chris Richard is fire. So those two together have created smart, fast, aggressive animals on the defensive side of the ball. They're like assassins, So for me, that's the cocktail. That's the killer cocktail. If it was just Chris Richard, I think we'd be too aggressive and you'd be able to bait us. Rob Marinelli is preparing them mentally, as so is Chris Richard preparing them mentally as well. No housekeeping, thanks. Well, Rob, housekeeping? But Rob Marinelli is preparing them mentally, and so is Richard. But at the same time, I feel like we would be a little bit too aggressive if it was just Chris Richard. That's just me. Thursday's game started with a Bishop track called Funky. Check it out. All right, I'll check it out. My most memorable moment is going to be weird to you guys because my favorite. I used to play football. I loved safety, so I loved Darren Woodson. The only reason that you guys even see me now is because of a guy that wore number 31, Roy Williams. Roy Williams restored my love for football because I had left football alone after I stopped playing and after the Cowboys dynasty kind of cracked. I was like disheartened by them just getting their asses kicked every year. I was like, man, I just wasn't watching it as much. I still was a Cowboys fan. It's just like, oh, well. But in like 2003, when we drafted Roy Williams, I said, this guy is knocking people's heads off. So that restored my love for football. But my most memorable moment from the 90s Dallas dynasty was a dude that wore number 25, rewatched the Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl against the Steelers. I think that was 96. That might have been the Barry Switzer era. Is a dude we had, not Bill Bates, not Darren Woodson, not James Washington, not Brock Marion. We had a dude named Scott Case. Now, you ain't a real Cowboy fan if you don't know who crazy white boy, is not a racial derogatory term. I call him the crazy white boy, Scott Case. I love Scott Case. Scott Case was a fucking monster in that game, in that season. He was just knocking the shit out of everything moving. So my most memorable moment was when he knocked Ernie Mills. Was it Ernie Mills? Whatever the wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think his name was Ernie Mills. But he knocked him out. Like, that I love. I like big hits. I'm not one of those guys that's like, hey, CTE. I do think we should, not target defenseless guys by like head-to-head contact and so on. I do believe that. But I do believe in hitting the shit out of people. And when it's clean, I like it. I don't want to see anybody dead or with a broken neck, a broken back, or severe, concussions or anything. But I like to see people get the shit hit out of I just do. And Scott Case was like, taking names in that Super Bowl. So that was my most memorable moment. Outside of Emmitt Smith, I wanted to be either a safety, linebacker, or Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith. The game that Emmitt Smith separated his shoulder was a memorable game too. That showed a lot of heart. And me and Emmitt Smith's birthday is the same day, so I always was like, that's what's in us. We tourists, man. We don't go down. We don't stop. We fight, to the end. I always wore that. So I guess that had the biggest impact on me. But most memorable was Scott Case. Texas or OU? I like Oklahoma. I'm not a Longhorns fan. I watch them, but I was a Sooners fan for a while since Roy Williams. Against Buffalo. No, it was against the Steelers. Tourist gang. The Bullhorns. Yeah, Jalen Smith's a big hitter. That's why I like him. Exactly. That's like saying, listen, we need to make boxing safer. You hear anybody saying we need to make boxing or UFC safer? But they keep saying we need to make football safer for kids. Like, it's a game where you go to hit the shit out of another grown man. If you don't feel safe doing that, don't do it. If you can't do it correctly and you can't protect yourself, don't do it. I don't like anything dirty, whether it's boxing, MMA, or football. Don't do no dirty shit. If they're not doing dirty shit to you, though, let them do what they want. Let them hit. That's how I am, man. Texas wide receivers are good. Oh, you mean Oh, you were asking me, is Oklahoma or Texas in this game? I haven't been watching college football, so I don't know. I really don't know who's going to kill what. I haven't been watching college football. Haven't been betting on it. It's just too many games to keep up with. I watch college football playoffs. I don't really watch college football because I watch a lot of NFL football, and my fiance will probably kill me. He'll probably kill me if I started watching college football too, because that means I'll be watching sports every night of the week. And then, running and handling my business too. She'll be like, yo, I don't see you. So yeah, that'd probably be a problem if I started watching college football or crazy. Yeah, they made it safer by changing the rounds and bringing them down. Yeah. Yeah. George Teague was a beast too. I respect George Teague when he knocked T.O. off the star. And then I respected Byron when he went and did it this year. Byron was like, fuck all y'all, get off my star. I like that. Yep. Yep. Let me see what we got here. Yeah, I remember when we had Quincy Carter, bum ass. I remember when we had Dak Prescott too. It's like, let me leave Dak alone for y'all die out here. Y'all can't take that shit. People be so butthurt. I have a pistol. Antimatter V 3 thou. I don't know what that name is, but maybe you can decipher it for me one day. People don't remember Roy Williams. How? He wasn't that long ago that Roy Williams played. Like, he was a 5-time Pro Bowler for the Cowboys. 5-time Pro Bowl safety. You don't remember? Who used to knock the snot? I still haven't seen, other than Sean Taylor, maybe. Haven't seen many safeties consistently hit as hard and clean as Roy Williams. He wasn't head-to-head in people, but when he hit you, like, he hit guys who were big. Like, he hit what's his name? Sean Alexander, a running back for the Seattle Seahawks. When he hit him, he went back 5 yards. That's a running back. He didn't rat tackle him. He just popped him. He went back. If you remember the Steve Atwater hit versus Christian Okoye, Roy Williams did that. He made that a weekly thing. That made Christian Okoye famous. Roy Williams used to do that every week. Ty Streets, knock him out. Every time we played the Eagles, he was knocking shit out. Who else? My favorite hit of Roy Williams though came when he was on the Bengals. He had 2. He's playing Green Bay. He's probably the reason that that kid, that the safety that they used to have, is not in the league anymore. You guys know this, not safety, the tight end. Shit, what is his name? He had a lot of concussions. You guys know what I'm talking about. But he wore like number 80 or 88. But he was a tight end. Very talented tight end. Say his name. Come on, somebody. Oh, the Brandon Jacobs hits were always good because Brandon Jacobs was a assassin. But my favorite hit was on that tight end. I forget his name though. That was one. And then another, he was playing Noshawn Moreno. He's playing Denver. And he was playing for the Cincinnati Bengals. And he came around the corner, and Noshawn went head-to-head with him. That's all you saw. And then you see Noshawn get up, and he staggers to the sideline. It was over for him. And I'm like, Roy Williams hurt everything. Yeah, he broke T.O.'s legs. He's the reason that the horse collar is illegal. Roy Williams was doing the horse collar. For those of you who don't know that, like, I don't understand. It wasn't Heap. No, it was the Green Bay tight end. Jermichael Finley. A hit on Finley. He knocked, when he's playing for Cincinnati, he knocked the shit out of Finley. That was one of my favorite hits. And that no-shine hit was a statement hit because that was when Dallas Cowboys got rid of him. And they were like, Roy Williams can't play anymore. But it was because they were moving him around. Like, schemes mean a lot. Offensive and defensive schemes mean a lot when it comes to football. They mean too much because you got to think about this, man. And I'll get off the safety conversation in a second, but think about the safeties of that era. You had Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, Brian Dawkins, Roy Williams, Sean Taylor were like it, right? Now, Sean Taylor had Greg Williams for his whole career. God rest his soul. Troy Polamalu had Dick LeBeau his whole career. Brian Dawkins had Jimmy Johnson most of his career. Most of his career was set up by Jimmy Johnson. Ed Reed had a lot of different coaches, but he did have Ray Lewis and a defense around him, which allowed him to also hide in that defense and just roam around and do what he wanted to do. Roy Williams never had that. When he had Zimmer, Mike Zimmer had Roy playing the way he was supposed to play, in the box. He said, this is what my safety can do, so that's how we're going to use him. After we got rid of Zimmer, we went to the 3-4. When we went to the 3-4, they moved Roy Williams 15 yards off the ball, where he was roaming like the robber in the middle of the field. Still played okay, but not as good. And then after that, they came up with this, the new way the football is gone, a new passing era. We need safeties that can cover like corners. I mean, I want a safety that can cover a little bit. But, if you can cover like a corner, great. But I want a safety that makes you scared to come the fuck across the middle is what I want. I don't care about a safety I like Kayvon Frazier in the middle of the field. I don't care if you don't cover shit. Don't cover anything. I will pay your fine. Hit somebody. That's what I want you to do. Hit everything moving, anything moving. So that they like, hey, on film, he can't cover, but don't run the fuck in there. We're going to run everything out here. Throw the ball on the outside. It makes us dictate to the offense what we want to do. Hit somebody. If in the middle of the field, you got linebacker short or short to intermediate that kill you, and you have a safety that's right behind them in that space, that's taking away all slants, all dig routes, all skinny post seam routes, all that. He hitting everything in there. If you got a safety that's doing that, it's forcing, especially in this 3-4, you need a Cam Chancellor type safety. You need a safety that's going to detach people from the ball on a regular basis. Woods did a good job the other day, but Woods is not that guy. Woods is our roaming. We have two Earl Thomas type safeties. When I say Earl Thomas types, they're not big, enforcers, but they can hit a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't mean they play like Earl. I mean, Earl can hit, but he's not scary. Cam Chancellor was scary. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need. You need a guy. So I would rather have Heath and Woods rotate and have Frazier be that guy in the middle, because Frazier can hit at least. I want a guy that's scary in the middle of that field, because in the the cover 3 defense, it forces the ball where you want it, which is, either to the outside or short. You'll know where they're throwing the ball every play. They have to, and that's what we're missing on this team. We're soft at the safety position. So that whole idea that safeties now need to cover like corners, that was also Stephen Jones coming in with that narrative that chased Roy Williams out of here, and then he did the same thing to Dez. When they're trying to get somebody out of here, they start feeding the narrative to the media. They did that to Roy Williams. They said, "Oh, he can't cover." Roy Williams can cover enough. Like, he didn't just forget how to play football. We just stopped playing a scheme that suited him. And what I said to people, my argument always was, if Roy Williams stayed with Zimmer his whole career, you wouldn't be talking about Ed Reed or Troy Polamalu being the best safety of that era, because Roy Williams has less Pro Bowls. He has 5 Pro Bowls, I think. And I haven't looked at the Pro Bowl count for either one of those guys, but he has 5 Pro Bowls. But on top of the 5 Pro Bowls, his stats were damn good. And if he would have stayed with Zimmer, he would have been immaculate, because when he got back with Zimmer, when he went to Cincinnati, before Zimmer came to the Vikings as a head coach, he was in Cincinnati as a defensive coordinator. And he played so well there that he got that. I mean, he coached so well there that he got the head coaching position where he is now. But if Roy Williams would have played with Zimmer longer, or his entire career, he'd be great. LVE maybe is Brian Urlacher. Brian Urlacher ain't LVE, man. Dare I say it? By the time it's all said and done, if LVE continues to play this way, he'll be right next to Brian Urlacher in Canton for sure. If we can get some, wins out of this, some playoff wins, but he'll be in Canton if he keeps playing like this for 10 years, Like, I don't think Urlacher's even touching that type of output. Like, he's nastier and faster than Urlacher ever was. I haven't seen anybody run that fast. And dare I say it, I said it. That's a good point. 82 Ray J. Definitely, man. How young we are. We are super duper young and playing lights out football. I don't know if I did or didn't. I thought I missed a super chat. I think I did miss it. Sorry, whoever did that. Sorry, I missed it. Oh, here we go. Here we go with the bullshit. That's why I don't like reading y'all comments, man. Here we go with the bullshit. Now, I'm having me a good weekend. I'm on vacation, you know. I'm chilling. I'm happy to be alive. And here goes Say Prime Time, talking about some Amari Cooper is better than Dez Bryant. Listen, don't make me argue with you, okay? I don't want to argue with you. Now, can he finish his career better than Dez? Yeah, anything can happen. I would never argue that. Potentially, guys could do something. But is he better than Dez Bryant? Fuck no. Hell no. You know how hard it is to put up 16 touchdowns in a season? Come on. When Amari Cooper does that, let's start the conversation. Until then, Amari Cooper is he's a better route runner. I wouldn't argue that. Like, who would argue that? But he's not better. Like, come on, stop it. It depends on who's throwing him the fucking ball. Every quarterback doesn't need a guy to be 7 yards open to throw him the ball. Amari Cooper just so happens to be good at being 7 yards open. Just like Tyreek Hill. That's like me saying Tyreek Hill is better than Dez. Tyreek Hill is fast as fuck. And that's his superpower. Dez's superpower is jumping over people, running over people, and catching touchdowns. That's his superpower. So whose superpower do I like the most? You know, I like Dez's. You know what I mean? That's just me. This is me. Yeah, that would have been, to me, the dumbest thing we did was not re-sign Dez. You know, I think we should have done it. You don't get a player who's that dedicated to a team that often. You don't. So that's why I argue with you guys. I'm not like I gotta defend Dez. I think Dez is fine. He's rich. He's gonna be rich forever. You know, I'm appreciative of his play, but I don't have a bleeding heart for him because I know he's cool. I don't like how we did him, but I know he's cool. But the dumbest thing we did, because you don't see a guy who can go to war with his team, his former team, who doubted him, and then still say publicly, by swallowing his pride, publicly, I want to play for the Cowboys. If not, then I'll go somewhere else, right? So the dumbest thing we did was not re-sign Dez Bryant. Because if we would have re-signed Dez Bryant and we had Amari Cooper and Dez on the same team with Gallup, Beasley, Hearns, or maybe they would have cut Hearns, Thompson, Tavon Austin, we would really have the best receiver core in the league. And y'all keep saying Dez started dropping balls. He started dropping balls when Dak started throwing balls. So shut up. Excuse my French. Outside of that, how many balls did Gallup drop this year? Nobody gives a fuck. How many balls does Cooper drop? Not with us, but he's been dropping a lot of passes too. Cooper is a ball dropping motherfucker. Pause. But he is. But yeah, so it's not even about the drops, man. Stop it. Like Dez, I don't even want to have that argument with y'all. Stop coming for Dez when you're talking to me, because you can't. You can't. You just can't, man. People even try to do the whole Julio Jones is the best wide receiver I've ever seen. No. Julio Jones is not in the cut from the Calvin Johnson cloth. Julio Jones is not cut from the T.O. Randy Moss cloth where you score fucking touchdowns. He's not from that cloth. Julio Jones he's cut from, and I don't mean to disrespect Julio Jones, but he's not the guy. He's not even cut from Larry Fitzgerald's cloth. And when I say that, Larry Fitzgerald scores touchdowns. Julio, I've never seen a guy, just like I've never seen a quarterback that struggles this hard to get 300 yards in Dak. I've never seen a guy struggle that hard to score a fucking touchdown. I don't like it. It's Julio Jones, and he gets 200 passes thrown to him every year. When has Dez ever got that? If Tony Romo, not Dak, even if Dak did it, fuck it. But if Tony Romo threw the ball at Dez 200 times ever, like Dez's best season lined up against Julio's best season, Julio out-targeted Dez by 77. Some receivers get 77 targets in a good season. A good season. Like, they have a good year with that. He had 77 more targets than Dez. All right? We've never been the type of team to give Dez that amount of targets. He wasn't lying when he said that. Yes, Keyshawn Johnson. There you go. Julio Jones is a fast-ass Keyshawn. He can catch. He can do everything you want him to do. He's amazing. He will move the chains. He will make amazing catches, but he won't score shit. He won't score shit. So for me, don't come for Dez near me. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm going to argue you down to the ground because for me, I'm a Cowboy fan. This motherfucker leads us in touchdowns ever. So how you got a dude that been on the team for 6 weeks and you like, oh man, Dez is trash. He better. Like that don't even make sense. Like that don't make sense. It took 20, 30 years to break Drew Pearson's record. Dez did that in 7 seasons. And fucking 3 of the seasons, he wasn't even playing top notch. Why? Because he had injuries in the first one. The 2016 season, he played top notch. He just didn't play 4 games. But people keep saying he was down that year. Dez had an amazing 2016. He went to the Pro Bowl that year for a reason because he had 9 fucking touchdowns. He threw 1 touchdown, caught 8, had 800 yards in 11 and a half games. Nobody else did that in 12 games. If you take 12 games of any other player at the 12-game mark when Dez got hurt, nobody was touching him. He was top 3. I think Jordy Nelson and one other player were like the only 2. It was two players that actually beat him or were matching him stats-wise as far as yards and touchdowns, and that was Jordy Nelson and someone else. Other than that, nah. But he didn't play for 3.5 games. But they ignore that, Skip Bayless and Shannon, when they talk about him conveniently. And then they ignore the fact that Dak was struggling. They don't ignore it now. Now they talk about the fact that Dak can't play, but they don't associate that with Dez's play because Dez was throwing himself the fucking ball. But now they're like, oh, Dak Prescott is not this and not that. Before it was Dez. But they weren't saying, hey, who the fuck is throwing him the ball? But that's just me. That's just me. I think Dak did want Dez to stay personally. I think they are like brothers. I think they're cool. I got brothers and family too, though, man, that I don't want to be around, that it's not best for me to be around. You see what I'm saying? And I think for Dak, this is just me, but I think for Dak, he needed to be the voice in the locker room. He would have never been able to outshadow or outvoice, guys that had that much seniority, and Dez, Witten, and Beasley. All 3 of those guys know how balls are supposed to come. Witten was the worst to Dak, to be honest with you. Witten used to run routes in practice and put his hands here. Dak tells you this. He put his hands here. He wouldn't extend his hands because he was showing Dak, this is where the fucking ball needs to be, and this is what accuracy looks like. So showing your quarterback up in practice like that lets everybody else on the team know, like, oh, he's the voice, or he's the voice, or he's the guy. So people are gravitating on offense anyway to guys that aren't your quarterback. So when you have that, Dak couldn't be himself. He couldn't be the sole voice. I think Dak plays better when he doesn't have anybody over his shoulder. He's a good QB, yeah, but not great. But I think he plays better now that Dez is gone because he doesn't have the shadow of Dez on him and that seniority on him. I don't think Dez was destructive in the locker room. I think it was hard for Dak to progress with Dez and Witten and Beasley on that team. I think he's good. I never said Dak is, well, I did say that. He's garbage. I won't lie on myself either. I said he's garbage earlier this season, probably. What I said, we don't call that motherfucker Dak. We call him Dakota. I was mad. Sue me. Things change. Yeah, people change. That's the Rocky, in the Rocky. Things change. People change. Adrian, I love you. I look like Rocky right now, too, so it fits. And that's my nickname growing up. Rocky. But, yeah. But yeah, Dak is not winning the games. Who says I'm a fool? Like, defense is winning games. I know that. What are we talking about? Jump in. Go back and watch the whole feed, Gary Flores, because we all know that defense is what's winning. If you're talking to me, I don't know. Do you think getting a new QB coach would be better for Dak? That's automatic. It's automatic. Dak needs a QB coach. And why do people keep saying Randy needs to learn to control himself? He almost lost us the game. Nah, man. Randy went to go block a punt and did too much. Like, Sue him for that, Sue him for that. But Dak fumbled, Cooper fumbled. You could say that almost lost us the game. We had 3 turnovers. If Randy almost lost the game, then so did everybody else who turned the ball over. But I love Randy too. And they gave DeMarcus Lawrence the credit for that sack fumble that New Orleans recovered. And Randy's the one that hit Drew Brees' arm, not DeMarcus Lawrence. So he had a sack fumble in this game too. So if he almost lost us the game, he damn sure almost won us the game with the way he was getting off the ball. And he damn sure closed out the Eagles game like a fucking monster. He was shot out of a cannon. Every time he played the Eagles, he shot out of a cannon. So leave that boy alone. Leave him alone. Oh, they did credit him? Oh, all right. But in the game, they were saying DeMarcus Lawrence. I didn't look at the stats. Randy gave us weed smokers a bad look. No, I think the NFL gave the weed smokers a bad look. When you got guys that are addicted to Vicodin and all kinds of painkillers, Percocets, Xanax, because their back is broken and they have CTE, why not let them smoke a fucking joint? Like, let them smoke some weed. I'm in San Fran right now, man. It's not a big thing here. It's really not. I can go outside to Purple Star in, Hippie Town. I can walk in a store. And I say, hey, I don't want to go to sleep. What you got for me? I can say, hey, I'm in pain. What you got for me? And they will give me a plethora of shit that will put me in a blissful state for a long time, even though I'm not smoking right now because I don't want to. But if you think that opioids are better than weed, shoot yourself. If you have a problem with weed and you vilify weed, okay? If you vilify weed, and no, I don't mean shoot yourself for those who want to report me and say that I'm promoting suicide. I'm not. But if you have a problem with weed, but you take Tylenol, you take Oxycontin, you take Percocets, you take any over-the-counter drug. My ex-girlfriend was a pharmaceutical sales rep. She is a drug dealer, okay? Because Ritalin, Adderall, if you look at the chemical components of those, that's cocaine. It is cocaine. It's just missing one chemical that would make it cocaine. Okay, Ritalin, the shit that we give our kids, and Adderall, the shit that you kids take in college is cocaine. That's what you're taking. You're taking speed and amphetamine. So if that is better than weed, you're crazy. Take weed. You know what I'm saying? I take weed over heroin because if you're taking Percocets and Oxycontin, you are using heroin, my friend, in small controlled doses. But it's the same poppy plant that made it. So leave weed alone. Leave it alone. All right. I'm done with the weed conversation. Yeah, he do need to discover his go-to moves. Yeah, weed smokers are not running around doing anything violent. All they want is love. Like, we be chilling, But like I said, I'm not smoking weed now because my productivity needs to be up. So I can't smoke right now. But I don't have a problem with weed. I do want a dispensary when it's legal in Philly. Why not? Dak should be on weed. He need to relax. But Dak not on weed, man. The way he play. Past that. There you go. I love y'all, man. Oh, yeah, they're going to blame his mishaps on weed. But Randy's just a player that's just getting back into the swing of things, man. And, you just got to give him time, like they said in the beginning of the year. Give him time to mature. He's going to have his bonehead play here and there. But you got to take that. I don't see anybody getting off the edge as good as he is. You see Taco's not playing as much as he used to. Why? Because Taco can't do jack shit. That's why. Taco needs to put on 30 pounds and move inside or something because he's too slow in the hips. He's too tight. He's like Calais Campbell, but inside. But he plays, outside. Calais Campbell plays inside and outside. I think Taco needs to get a little stronger and play inside. And him and Irving can rotate in there. I wouldn't put him back outside. Yeah, Taco's not a DE. Gain 30 pounds. I would just say eat. You just eat, motherfucker, and you move your ass inside. At 280, I like Taco inside. I do. 280, 275. Put him inside. situational pass rusher inside, one gap guy. He's not a two gapper. He's not gonna hold anybody up, and look. But when my man Dayton Jones come back, I don't see any room for him because Dayton is just as good as Irving, in my opinion. You can't block that motherfucker at all. Eat some tacos. Over. Yeah, CJ, you right. He looking like a bust. Irvin is always hurt because Irvin plays. He said, I'm about to roll up right now, huh, Prim? I don't mind. Hey, wake and bake. Do it. It's Saturday. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no job. You ain't got shit to do. So I'm gonna get you high. Get it. How I feel about Malik Collins? I love Malik Collins. Yep. I said it. Give me my credit. What I say in training camp. This is the best defensive line we've had, maybe ever. I mean, we've had better individual players before. Charles Haley is one. Wiley is one. Or was it Bob Lilly? I don't remember. The guy used to hit himself in the face all crazy. White dude, number 74. Lilly, I think his name is. But he's in the Ring of Honor. But we have had individual players that are better than what we have today. I think Charles Haley is better than D-Law. Okay, was better. I do. But we've never had this much talent overall, ever. Our rotation is sickening. Think about it. We lost Dayton Jones to IR, who was balling. When he came back, he was balling. He hurt his knee in training camp, came back, and in the game against Seattle where he actually was playing, immediately I knew he was in the game. I was like, watch 56. He's just knocking shit all over the place. And I think he overdid it, maybe came back rushing, came back a little too early and hurt himself. Shout out to Dayton, too. I got to text you. I haven't talked to him in a minute, but I was supposed to be working on something for him, but the shit got busy. But anyway, Dayton, A. Woods. Irving hasn't played a lot this year. Collins hasn't played a whole lot this year either. You know what I'm saying? Those four. Then you have Ross, who plays pretty good. Reed plays great. We cut Jahad Ward, and we cut Connie Ely, and we're still good. We had injuries after injury, and they're still good in the middle because they're nasty. And then you got Crawford, who I love, who can play inside or out. Like, what do you want? This defensive line. And then by the end of the year, when we start really getting healthy, when Irving is back, if they remove Dayton Jones from IR and let him come back, sorry for anybody line up against this line, man. This is the best defensive line in football right now. And I don't give a fuck if we don't have the sacks to prove that. I don't know. Breezes. I don't know. I really don't watch anybody else streams. I watch Law Nation because that's my man. I watch Vach sometimes because that's my homie. But I don't really watch. So I don't know who that was streaming saying Drew Brees was Breezes, Todd McGowan. I don't know. Or were you talking about me when I said that we had a puncher's chance when I was arguing with Vach? We did have a puncher's chance. We fought. Like we punched him in the mouth. Chris Canty was a beast. Yeah, I remember Chris Canty. I remember Jay Ratliff. I remember those dudes. I remember Marcus Spears, DeMarcus Ware. I remember those dudes. But we've never been this talented. Greg Ellis, Leroy Glover is who. That's who actually. What's his face reminds me of. Crawford. Tyrone Crawford reminds me of Leroy Glover. He's undersized, but he plays with a lot of tenacity, and you can't block him, no matter what. Then Let. Okay, yeah. You said no one was better at DT than Let. I think Irvin plays a lot like Let, and that's probably because Let the one coaching those guys. You right, John S. Yeah. Marcus Spears the bust. No, Marcus Spears is playing in 3-4. He should have. Marcus Spears was really a a tweener, two gapping, three technique guy. He was asked to play in the 3-4 where he's not doing much pass rushing. I think he would have been, if he would have been able to penetrate upfield some, he would have been better. Anthony Spencer, didn't really like him. Anyway, still on here. Yeah, we cut DeQuinton Osborne. Thanks, Eddie. Yeah, we cut DeQuinton Osborne, and I love that guy. I think he got on with Denver. He might be on Denver's practice squad now, but that was crazy. We had so much talent in this D line is just ridiculous. How I feel about our O line right now, Green Dan. Uh, I think I like our O line. I'm sorry, not D line. How I feel about our O line. Um, that's tough to say because we're injured. But I think the way we're playing, considering that we are injured, I have no problems with our offensive line. I think they're playing good. I think Fleming is playing great at left tackle, great enough. I think Suafilo, he's spotty. Like he had a great run, great start, and then he kind of fizzled out. Then he got back, and you know what I mean. But I like Suafilo too. I do, and Looney is playing solid in the middle. I think what happened. This is my philosophy on our offensive line. Having the injuries that we had and having the tumultuous start to the season has done one thing I think for us. It's tested us in such a way that we've gotten tougher and better in positions that we would have had no ability to get better in because people have to play that wouldn't have gotten this much playing time. Like Woods, Antoine Woods wouldn't have gotten as much playing time if Collins and Irving was playing. Dayton Jones wouldn't have got any play. If Dayton Jones wouldn't have got hurt, I mean, Ross wouldn't be playing as much, nor would Reed. So I think our depth just got better on the defense, right? And on offense, it's done the same thing. Now that we've dealt with not having Fredericks for damn near the whole year, we probably won't have him. But Joe Looney is now good enough where we don't really miss him. We miss his thought process and how cerebral he is, but his blocking we don't really miss. Looney's playing pretty good. He's getting to the second level now. It took him a while to figure that out, but he's doing it. Suafilo's knocking the shit out of everything moving. He has only thing he deals with that kind of gets him is he's slow off the ball. So sometimes a guy with a good get off gets to him, but that's it. So for me, I like our offensive line. I think we're playing good. I'm not going to beat those guys up because it's hard to come in cold and just play like that and stop people in their tracks without it looking like you're playing with 3 replacement linemen. We have the whole left side is caved in. It should be, but it's not. So that's how I feel about them. They're playing good. Yeah, where is a legend? Yep. Colombo knows what he's doing because he knows what we were running back when he was playing. Yep. Everywhere. Our secondary has depth. Think about it. We're arguing about Jordan Lewis, who's arguably one of our better man cover corners, not playing a lot. And we cut a couple of undrafted guys who any other year would have been our third or fourth corner. Now they're not even fit to make the team. Chavaris Ward, Alumba, those guys, like they were okay. They would have been on our team 3-4 years ago. Now they're not good enough. Even Tyree Robinson, you know what I'm saying? He played good in training camp. They cut him. Maybe he's on our practice squad. I don't know, but they cut him. Yeah, Tyron is young. He's like 27, 28, I think. He's gonna be fine. He need to rest up though. I think they need to sit his ass down, take whatever surgery he has to take on his back and his knee, and sit him down the rest of the year and let him really recover while we're playing okay. Nah, you don't trade your depth, man. If these guys want to stay here and play, you mature them here and you let them grow right here in this incubator. Yeah. Yep, Tyron can chill, and Fleming is playing pretty damn good. Don't trade your talent. Moving layout back to guard is the best decision that they could make. Um, well, no, not now. I like Suafilo at guard, really, right now. I think Collins probably would play slightly better at left guard. But the problem is, excuse me, the problem is who is going to replace Collins at right tackle? Maybe Connor Williams. I don't know. My bad. Yeah, the percentage was there. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, it's working. What's up, Janiqua? Oh, you jumped off earlier. I saw you on there for a second. This bandwidth, you gotta turn everything off in here, man. I had to turn everything off my phone because I guess I'm using up too much bandwidth in the hotel. Cheap shit. But yeah, I'm back on now. All right. All right. I'm reading up some of you guys' comments. Yeah, DeQuinn Osborne's name. Why do you keep saying if only we had a good QB coach? Like, these guys will always take blame off of Dak no matter what. $13 points. He said, without the Cowboys offense, don't have 13 points in the Saints game, right? Listen, 13 points. Where are we going to be happy about that, though, Ty? Like, that's a crazy argument. You know, that don't make sense. Yeah, we had 13 points in the game. That's in most games, even our games. In our season, we average 19 points defensively. Like, we give up 19 points. So according to our own team, that's not a winnable number. We play. That shows you how well we play. You know, Cam Newton put up 16 points on us. That's pretty good defense. That's damn good defense. We only gave up, I think, 19 points to the Texans. Pretty good defense. It was pretty good. You know what I mean? Against good offenses, okay offenses. Only gave up 20 points to the Eagles. You know what I mean? That's pretty damn good. But to say, like, none of you thought that we would have our best defensive performance against the best offense that the game is seeing right now. One of the best. Top three with KC and the Rams. Like, you can argue which one you want to say is best. But those three offenses are hard as hell to stop. So you would have never thought that the game that we would have played our best would have been this one. Like, for real, if Randy Gregory doesn't get that penalty, we have we hold Drew Brees to 3 points. 3 points. 3 points on 100 yards, maybe 100 yards passing and 3 points. No touchdowns. Sheesh, that's fucking hard to do. That's hard. I'm on my defense, man. I'm on them. Like, this is what you got to do to sell me. People think that I'm a hater. What Dak or anything has to do to sell me is be consistent. If you're consistent, you can sell me on almost anything. If it's consistent, because then it's real. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a little bit of lotion because I'm a little ashy under my eye. But if you're consistent, but yeah, if you're consistent, I can fuck with you. I can fuck with you if you're consistent. And our defense is playing lights out right now, consistently all year. So I'm sold. If Dak can play consistent, football, I would leave him alone too. But hasn't done it. Yeah. Hasn't done it. Charles Tabor was cut because he was inconsistent and he was hurt. That's why they cut him. Yep. You already know, J-Dub. Thanks for answering that. Dak hasn't been consistent the last anything. His consistency is he's consistently under 300 yards. He is. And he's consistently fumbling balls that seem to bounce to himself. Like I said, Tony Romo did that sometimes. So I kind of give Dak some credit for it. At least he's, able to have the wherewithal to get those balls back. But just stop fucking fumbling the ball. You know what I mean? I don't want to see that because we're going to come up against a team where we can't fumble the ball. We're going to come up against teams where it's going to, in the playoffs, at some point, Dak is going to have to win us some games. It's not going to be like this, the entire playoffs. You know what I mean? Our defense is good, but that's going to be the question. Is our defense good enough to carry Dak through the playoffs? That's the question you guys should ask yourselves. Is it? And that's what I'm watching to see the rest of the year. If we can shut out the rest of these teams and play playoff Super Bowl level football, treat every game like it's a Super Bowl, like Jerry Jones said, for the rest of the year, maybe. Maybe. AKOYE been saying this all year. The OC play calling is very vanilla. The defense is great and keeping us in it. That's true. Yeah, exactly. I said it. You said it. Everybody said it. And that's what it is. It's like, I'm not going to pretend that Dak is playing lights out football. I'm just not going to say anything to him because what I said to you before is, what did I say before this? I just want to win. If we can win with Dak, it's not like I have something against the number 4 jersey with Dak Prescott's name on the back of it. I don't give a fuck who plays our quarterback position. I really don't. You can go get Quincy Carter. You can go get Kurt Warner from the supermarket before he went to the Rams. You can go get fucking Luke McCown. You can go get Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't care. As long as we can win with our quarterback. I don't have a love. I don't fall in love with too many players. I'm not going to say I don't fall in love with any because I have, like I said, Roy Williams, Sean Taylor, Dez, those types of guys. I have fallen in love with some players and married some players, but it's not a habit of mine. But I definitely don't fall in love with hating on any of them. Like I want them to be trash. Like they haven't done anything personally to me. Thanks, Janiqua. I'm happy and I'm all right. Hope to see you posting videos more often. Your content is dope. Did you hear Colin Cowherd compare Dak Prescott to Tim Tebow? Your thoughts? That's not a sorry comparison, but I think Dak is a better passer than Tebow. Yeah, I don't think that's fair to Dak. Tebow was always trash to me. He's a lefty and he can't throw at all. Like Dak can actually throw. Sometimes, his throwing motion is just too. I'm a little nasally because my nose is fucked up, but his throwing motion is a little too. He tries too hard with his throwing motion sometimes, but those are my thoughts. I don't think that Dak deserves to be compared to Tim Tebow though. Is Dak a great quarterback? No, no, I won't say that. He makes it. Think about this. It's very difficult, even with Amari Cooper. And Amari Cooper had 180 yards in the Redskins game. It's very difficult to have a guy who has 180 yards and 2 touchdowns, right? And still not pass 300 yards. It's like Dak has a gift. Like Julio has a gift for not scoring touchdowns. Dak has a gift for not throwing for a lot of yards. And even in his last 300-yard game was week 14 of last season against the Giants, just like his almost 300-yard game this season, what was the common factor? The common factor was run after catch. Amari Cooper ran after the catch very good to allow Dak to even get to 285. Because without those 2 long runs, he had 190-something yard one, didn't he? Like, without those, like, so, nah, like he's okay. Not great, but okay. I would compare him closer to Trent Dilfer than I would, or a young Ben Roethlisberger than I would Tim Tebow. Ben Roethlisberger made a lot of the same boneheaded plays Dak makes, except for he didn't turn the ball over that often at first. He started to. When he started getting better, he started taking more chances. So now he throws interceptions, but he didn't start off that way. He started off letting his defense win in games and just staying in it into the fourth quarter, fighting through sacks, sometimes fumbling, sometimes taking too much punishment because he was getting hit trying to stay up and managing the game. He's like he was a field general game manager or an elite game manager, right? And what I mean by that is he's just managing the game. He was just Ben Roethlisberger, that is. He was just managing games, but he was able to take his team to Super Bowls because he knew he knew who he was. He played within that, and his defense did their job. Trent Dilfer, same thing. He knew who he was. He made the plays to Ishmael and those guys when he needed to Shannon Sharp when he needed to, but he played, and he let his running back do his thing, and he played to help the defense, and then he tried to win games in the fourth quarter too. So I would compare him to those guys because that's actually a better scenario. It's like a similar scenario. A great defense, good running games, and good, consistent running games at that. Those teams were built to run the ball. We're built to run the ball same way. And I think that is a closer, better comparison for Dak Prescott. Young Ben Roethlisberger, or he's either a young Ben Roethlisberger that can progress into what Ben Roethlisberger is today, or he is his ceiling is a Hasselbeck ceiling. Either way, he's either good or he's elite. Hasselbeck was good, not great. Dak is good, not great. A young Ben Roethlisberger was good, not great. Now he's great. So if Dak's going to be great, we don't know. But that's how he's playing right now, and that's honest. That's no bullshit on him, no hate. That's whatever. Trent Dilfer. I'm sorry, not Hasselbeck. Sorry, Trent Dilfer. Crazy. They look the same. Sorry. Y'all gonna think I'm racist. Stop it. What was LV yelling? Ow! Probably. I think they call themselves the Wolf Pack. I would go after Earl Thomas. I don't know what Bull Scarborough would do. I don't like having power backs behind Zeke. I don't. I want a speed back behind him. I want a guy like Chris Thompson or who's another guy? The kid from McCaffrey or Kamara type behind him. Somebody that can catch passes. Oh, he's a wolf hunter. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Darren Sproles, yeah, I want a guy like that behind Zeke. I don't want what we have. Yeah, Zeke got pounded on pretty good. I think if we're going to keep him fresh, they need to limit his touches going into this run for the playoffs and let Smith run a little bit more, or go get Darius Jackson, man. Get somebody who can, do some shit for us. Rod Smith only looks good. Rod Smith only doesn't look good because he's a workhorse guy. We know what Rod Smith can do when Zeke's not there because we saw what he did when Zeke wasn't there. He runs a lot better when he's not there because he needs the ball. He's a big Eddie George body type guy. He needs 30 carries. He's not going to get them because Zeke's there. So he's got to deal with the 5 or 6 that he's going to get. He's never going to be anything great statistically like that, but he's good in short yardage. Yeah, like Felix Jones and Marion Barber, exactly. A 1-2 punch, thunder and lightning. Tiki Barber and Brandon Jacobs, that whole scenario. How you think we look with Sean Lee, Jalen, and LVE? Woo! Woo! Gotta give it to Ric Flair. Woo! Woo! How do we look together? I said it already, man. Our linebacker core is sickening. We don't need to talk about that, man. We don't. Why? Because it's fucking sickening. It's sickening. Sickening. They are crazy good, and I love it. We have the best linebacker core in the league. Yep, I said that. And LVE is playing better than any linebacker I've seen. He is. He's right up there with every. Now, you could argue anybody you want. LVE is right there with him as a rookie. And that's with Jalen on the same fucking team. We're arguing if LVE should be a Pro Bowler. Then if he is, then what's Jalen? Jalen doesn't have the interceptions, but he has forced fumbles, but he doesn't have the interceptions. So think about that. Sean Lee on the bench. Wilson rotating. One of my favorite linebackers on this team doesn't even play. Joe Thomas, he's back, but he don't even play. March Lillard. March Lillard is a starting caliber linebacker. He don't see time. He's our special teamer. He's our Larry Izzo. So our linebacker core is the best in the league, hands down. Hand down, man down, over. No arguing that. And we don't even miss Sean Lee. You're right. We don't. I miss him because I like him, but we don't miss him. So you're right. I didn't know he led the league in tackles. I didn't know that at all. But the way he flows to the ball, it was inevitable that he was going to lead the league in tackles because he's in on almost every play. You either see him or 54 after the ball. Again, when I said that Roy Williams restored my love for football, that's what I meant. Like every time I looked at the defense, it was like, who was number 31? I'll tell you one of my most memorable moments, and then I'll get back to what I was about, my point. But let me make my point. My point is, when I started watching Roy Williams, I remember 31 was always around the ball. He always was making a hit. He was always near a tackle, even if he wasn't. He was the first guy there, even if he wasn't the guy to actually bring a guy down. He was always around. LV and Jalen are the same way. But what made me start watching football again, and the reason we're even doing this is, if you guys can remember, and I don't know who remembers this, we were playing the Giants in maybe 2003, 2004. Amani Cooper hit Terrence Newman in the back and it was arguing with Roy Williams and shoved him. Roy Williams did like this on the field. On the field, you can see it. Anybody you can't watch this footage, but if that footage is on YouTube, look it up. Roy Williams points at him. He just pointed at him and just said, I got you. The very next play, Amari Cooper's catching the ball on the sideline. He goes to come down with that ball, gets 2 feet in. Roy Williams smacked the shit out of him, knocked him out the game. It was over for him. Very next play. I've never seen anybody point at a guy and then go hit him and destroy him. And it was over. It was like Amari Cooper had a concussion and it was a wrap. He was out the game. Immediately, the very next play, I said, yo, that motherfucker's a manimal. He is a manimal. And seeing him jump over in college, seeing him jump over that running back and knock out Chris Sims, the ball out of Chris Sims' hands when OU was playing Texas in 2002, 2003-ish. That was some shit. So I don't know if you guys remember that. Roy Williams can't cover. See, everybody start those narratives, man. I ain't talking to you. Stop it. Stop it. I love you, man, but I can't talk to you about that shit because I already went over that. Roy Williams can cover, but stop it. Roy Williams is a safety. He's not a corner. I don't give a shit if my safety can't rotate his hips and chase and run like a deer. I don't care if you isolate him with Jeremy Shockey out in space. I don't care if he gets trashed out there. Why? Because he's a fucking safety. Everybody's not Derwin James. And I don't need you to be. See, if a safety can cover, that's bonus. I like that. I like it. If you can cover, that's great. It's bonus. That's a bonus. But the one thing they must be able to do is hit. If a safety can't hit but can cover, he is a cornerback playing safety. Point blank, period. If you can't hit and you play safety, you ain't a fucking safety. You are a corner who's playing out of position. You're a slow-ass corner that's disguising himself as a fast-ass safety who can cover. That's what they do with slow old corners who, like Sean Springs or Charles Woodson. When they get old, what do they do with them? Throw their ass at safety. Why? Because they're getting slow. So you got to disguise them. Those are not safeties to me, period. Byron Jones, same thing. He's not a safety. All right, so let's get that argument out the way. Darren Woodson was overall better than Roy, but Darren Woodson didn't bring the energy to the Cowboys. Like you kind of forget Darren Woodson was even out there. He played for 13 seasons. You kind of forgot he was out there because he's like he made plays, but he just wasn't. He was a nice guy on the field too. He was nice. He'd hit you. He'd knock the shit out you, like I seen when he knocked the shit out of the dude from Seahawks. But he just wasn't like Roy. Roy was he was a nasty person on the field. He's a good guy off the field, but on the field, he wanted to break some shit. One season, and I know you guys' careers were affected by this, so I apologize in advance to what's his Mansa Musa or not Mansa Musa, Musa Smith and Tyrone Calico, T.O. There's countless others. But for those of you who are young who don't know why the horse collar is illegal, go back and watch Roy Williams. He destroyed Tyrone Calico. He broke both his knees, like everything. He tore 2 ACLs. I've never seen a guy do that. He broke T.O.'s leg. He broke Mansa Musa's ankle, and that's on top of all the concussions he handed out. Like he was just taking bodies and taking names. So I like that. Darren knocked the shit out of Emmett, but Roy knocked Emmett out the game when we played the Cardinals. Roy Williams separated Emmitt Smith's shoulder. You remember that? Yeah. Yep. Roy separated Emmitt Smith's shoulder, not Darren. Yeah, Darren might have hit him, but Roy ended him. AKOYE, let's talk X's and O's football. Okay, what's up? What you want to talk about? Broke his scalpel. Yeah, he tackled T.O. with the horse collar. I don't care if the horse collar wasn't illegal until T.O. because they said, "Oh, look, the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl, and look at how Roy Williams affected their season." So they had to come down with the hammer. But it wasn't illegal until then. It wasn't illegal until then. That was a legal tackle. If somebody got in front of you, grab them, pull them down. It's just that Roy Williams was a linebacker who ran like a safety doing that. So that was bad. Yeah, I'm a man guru right with you, man. Mike's Meticulous Details podcast. I gotta check your podcast out, man. I'm about to start a podcast in like 2 weeks too. Shout out to CNLS Media for fucking with the kid. They approached me and asked me to do. And shout out to Ari too, Ari Trimnick. I don't know how to say his last name, man, but shout out to Phantom.com. But he gave him my name. But yeah, they reached out. I'll be starting with them in about 2 weeks or so. I didn't see Jalen's hit on Kamara. I gotta see it. Shout out from Brazil. Samu Camilo, what up? Yeah, it's the same thing. If I can't horse collar, but if you got dreads, I can horse collar you by your hair and rip your fucking scalp out and break your legs too. Like that's okay. Yeah, I gotta see that. I want to see it. I don't remember it. My memory is like weird, man. Like my long-term memory is Gucci. I can remember shit from a while ago. But everything everything recent, like shit that I just said, I forget. You know what I mean? So I know I watched the whole game twice. Still don't remember that hit. So you guys gotta excuse my memory. You gotta get back to work, J Dub. Peace, man. Oh, shout out to Khaki J or KCJ. Sorry, KCJ1. I went to Philadelphia school system, so sometimes my enunciation is not the best. Sometimes, I can talk with the best of them when I want to, though. I already talked about Dak's performance. I think Dak performed like Dak. Like to say that he did anything more or less is a lie. It's a lie. It's flat out lying. Oh, because we're winning, all of a sudden the 250 yards is immaculate. No, it's the same Dak. All of a sudden the fumbles and the bad plays and the missed passes, the missed deep balls, which is the same argument from before, don't mean anything. No, they still mean some shit. It's just that we're covering up for it. We're making up for it by playing defense the way we're playing. Yes, Mike. We make 11-5. I think we make 11-5. Yep.
Yep, double whammy. Yep, because of the tree and the hit. Which DT caught your eye most in this game? Can't really say because I saw some good plays from Reed. Ross made some plays and got in there on one play where, matter of fact, that fourth down play, I think, when LVE, or maybe it was a third down play, one of them, but it was a short yardage play where LVE gets in the backfield and makes a tackle. It was really Ross that made that play. Ross got in there first. So Ross played good. A. Woods played good. I don't really pick that out because they all, that's what I'm saying. Like, they all play good. I don't really, no one took over the game. Yeah, Collins played good at the end. So they all played good. And yeah, Byron, I've been said Byron Jones a bad motherfucker. Nobody, listen, I'm almost undefeated, man. I'm not even gonna brag though. Like when we can play Madden together, anybody want to play me in Madden? I don't have a gamer tag anymore because I really don't play video games. But this how good I am in Madden. These hands don't pick up controllers. I just know how to play Madden so well that when I pick up a fucking controller and I'll let you guys know whatever my son's gamer tag is when I get home. If you want to play, jump on. We can do this shit on Twitch and I can make some money off it. I don't give a fuck. I will bust any of your ass. Mike, you too. I'll bust your ass, bro. And I don't talk a lot of shit. I don't talk a lot of shit about what I'm going to do to somebody. But so if I'm talking shit, be very wary. If I'm talking shit, I don't say nothing unless I know what I'm doing. I won't talk shit and embarrass myself. I won't do it. I just be like, I don't know. I'm good at saying, I don't know where I can. I will bust your ass. All right. But best defensive player for the Cowboys, can't give one. Can't really give one. I would say it's a tie because they're all utterly important or just as important. But if you had, for me, the way this defense works, everything starts up front. So I would have to say D-Law is the best defensive player because everything for us starts up front. If you're going to look at our philosophy, you would have to put it that way. But if you're just looking at stat or just players, impact players, Jalen's having a great impact. Byron being able to shut down his side of the field is forcing offense to be predictable. They're even throwing deep middle or they're throwing that. I always see it. I'm like, yo, if somebody line up in the slot on the side where Byron is, they're attacking Cheeto's side with a deep cross every fucking time, or a post. A deep post across the middle or a deep crossing route across the middle. Every time you see someone in the slot on Byron's side, they're running all the way across the field to Cheeto's side because what they're doing in the cover 3, these will be your corners on the outside. They're playing deep thirds, and then you have one safety in the middle playing mid, right? So when you have a receiver that runs up the sideline there, you have an opening underneath him. So that safety is playing two-way, but he has to respect deep first before coming down to that flat. He don't really need to come down to the flat because you have linebackers buzzing underneath that anyway in the cover 3. Then you have your robbers across the middle, but they're 15 yards off the ball. So that's why deep crosses work because the quarterback has to have enough time though for them to clear those linebackers that'll be like right in the middle of the field. The linebackers are 5 to 15 yards off the ball, but the deep cross, you'll have to hit them on that opposite corner over here underneath Cheeto. And if Cheeto's already occupied by a wide receiver, he can't pay attention to that crossing pattern, which is why our linebackers are forced to chase receivers in the middle of the field. That's why you see LV and Jalen turning. They don't turn. They don't play zone by backing up and looking at the quarterback. They play zone like this. They turn. And what they're turning to do, and while they're backpedaling sideways, they can look half at the quarterback and halfway at the receiver. And once they see somebody cross their face, they have to turn and run with them. That is a different scheme. That's like we have a bunch of cover 2 our prototypical linebackers that are able to play like a cover 2 middle linebacker. That's what you do with a Tampa 2 middle linebackers play a lot deeper than most linebackers. They'll chase a wide receiver all the way up the field. And you see Jalen do that all the time. He's always chasing or trailing a wide receiver playing trail technique. Perfect trail technique at that. If you throw the ball underneath, Jalen's right there. And then he's chasing those wide receivers into his safeties. So that is what you see consistently when teams play us, and that's how teams try to attack us. So our defense, to me, for us to be playing the way we are, for Byron playing the way he's playing, it makes it so that teams are very predictable against us. because they know what they have to do to beat that. They don't want to test Byron. They don't want to just go out and just blatantly test Cheeto. So they try that slant, the drag routes and routes across the middle. But that's why LV and Jalen are having such a great time, because teams are forced to throw in there where they are, and it plays right into their hands. They want you to throw it there. That's how we're designing our defense. So, yeah, it have to be Lawrence first, and then Byron and Jalen and LVE. Those four guys. Without one of those guys, I think who's the one player you can't lose? It's out of Byron Jones and DeMarcus Lawrence. I think if Byron Jones wasn't there, our defense would change a little bit. I think if DeMarcus Lawrence wasn't there, our defense would change a little bit. So that's, I guess you would have to say, out of those two would be our best players. I know that was long-winded. I've been on here for about 2 hours. Like I said, I just felt like waking up and coming in here and going hard. I'm gonna stay on for probably like another 5 minutes, and then we gonna bounce, man. But yeah, Cheeto is improving. Very informative. Yeah, that's just something we saw in the film room, man. But Mike, man, I'm not playing, man. Hit me up on Instagram. I am _AKOYE. Just DM me. I'll send you a gamer tag. We can get it in, man. I won't play you in Madden. You said you're a Madden savant. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out, because I'm gonna bust your ass. I promise you. Pause. How you feel about Randy? I don't have a problem with Randy, man. Yeah, Xbox One. Yeah, I don't got a problem with Randy. Let me read up and see what else y'all guys are saying before I go. No, you shouldn't cut Sean Lee. Sean Lee is an excellent player, coach. He will teach these guys and continue to teach these guys. You should give him a pay cut, and that's it. Jalen is special. People forget, man. Last year, people were saying Jalen was one of the dumbest things that the Cowboys ever did. Jerry's bleeding heart. He's always going out and signing players. You know, that's the same thing people say about Willis McGahee with his injury. I almost named my son Amari Willis because of that. I named him after Amari Stoudemire instead, because my youngest son wasn't supposed to be here. But I don't know where you came from, brother. You like you snuck in there. So I'm like, you're not supposed to be here. So I look at two players who weren't supposed to be able to play elite football or basketball, and that was Amari Stoudemire and Willis McGahee, because of the type of knee injuries they had. And now you have Jalen. So if I have another son, I'll probably name him Jalen, because resilience, he has it. Tenacity, he has it. And just imagine what he would be if he never had the injury. First off, he wouldn't be a Cowboy. But secondly, he would be sickening. Sickening. Or maybe he would be. Maybe we would have went and got him. I think he got drafted. He got drafted with Zeke, right? So if he got drafted with Zeke, maybe Zeke wouldn't be a Cowboy, because maybe we would have got Jalen anyway. Who knows? But because Jalen was a top 5 talent. But I was sick. Sickening. He's a sickening dude. Yeah, you didn't notice the safeties. You didn't notice anybody. Like, outside of the hit that, X Woods put on old boy, you didn't really notice anybody. But one thing I did notice, I say a lot about Jerry Jones, and it's all accurate. I don't take any of it back. But the one positive, or one of the positives that come out of the way he runs a team, when he speaks, people listen, because I think a lot of guys respect him, and also people fear him. He said we have to play every game like it's a Super Bowl, not like it's a playoff game, like it's a fucking Super Bowl. And we played like that. That was like, Super Bowl level intensity from everybody. So that was love. Oh, I know you know football. Mike, I wasn't saying you don't know football, bro. I know you know football. I'm saying I will bust your ass in Madden. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Terrence Newman was an excellent draft pick for us, Mike. Terrence Newman was, to me, a shutdown corner. Look how long he played in the league. How could that be a bad pick? When you have guys that fizzle out after 3 years, it shows that coordinators know they can't play ball. Look at how long Zimmer stuck with Terrence Newman all the way up until this year. Now he's a coach. Excellent pick. And he was an excellent person off the field. Saved all his money, all that. I love Tina. Yeah, we got him and Zeke and Dak all in the same draft. Now, I agree with you, 82 Ray J. He said it was crucial that Chris Richard backed Jalen. I mean, not back D-Law. Guess what? When we were watching All or Nothing, right? When Dez was snapping before we played Denver, that's what the fuck he was talking about. That's what he was talking about. He said, yo, let's stop sitting here and talking about how good these guys are, man. Let's talk about us. They got to deal with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was trying to get everybody riled up on that. And now that's how we talk now. And it's like, hey, it's okay. That's not destructive. No, that's how the fuck you talk. Like, yo, yeah, you do this, that, and the third, but you got to deal with what I'm going to do. You got to deal with what we going to do to you. Everybody got a plan until they get hit in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, including me. I had a plan until I got hit in the mouth. So it's like everybody got a plan until somebody socked the shit out of them. So think about that. Like, that's the way you have to play and approach this game. I've never had a problem with people talking shit when it comes to just confidence. I got a problem with you talking trash, like coming at people's level of play publicly. Stupid shit like that is dumb. Like Collins coming at Dak saying, you know, we're gonna let Zeke beat us. That type of shit stupid. Or Jalen Ramsey saying, I think what's his name? Whatever the young kid's name is. Allen, Josh Allen is trash. Like, I'm not saying you don't think it, but don't say it because you're just going to make him play the best game of his life when he plays you. That's not what we want. Unless him playing out of character is what you're going for. You see what I'm saying? So for me, those are the types of trash talk that the bulletin board material that I don't like. But saying we have to choke the Saints out, I mean, is that a fucking news? That's not a news flash. We have to hit them in the mouth. That's not a news flash either. Like, of course we do. That's when I said we had a puncher's chance when I was arguing with Vach last week. That's what I meant. And he took that same energy up too. Like, yo, we got to go knock the shit out of them. And we need that same, like you said, Mike. What up, Mike Petty? That's my man. Make sure y'all, try to join War Room. You know, he got a tight knit crew over there. But War Room on Facebook is a great group. I'm in it. I'm a part of it. So, jump on if you can. Yeah, I remember Freddie Mitchell. Freddie, fourth down Freddie. Freddie Mitchell had a fur coat store on Second Market for a while. And everybody called him fourth down Freddie here in Philadelphia. So I met him a couple times. I would have still took Ramsey or Zeke. I don't think we were wrong about wanting Ramsey. Like, if you have Ramsey, imagine if you had Ramsey and Byron Jones on the same field right now. We'd be even better. We'd be the Ravens of 2000. It's just nasty. Vince Staple. We talked about remaining aware. Oh, yeah. Do I want to tell you what happened? I did already in this video, but in closing, because most of you guys weren't on here when I said it, here's what happened to me, okay? I bet I'm good at gambling when it comes to football because I watch so much film. I have an edge. I really do. And I make a lot of money doing it. No bullshit. That's my hustle. I bet games. I'll bet the 1 o'clock games. I'll bet the Thursday game, like 2000 the Thursday game. If I win, I bet everything I won. I do a two game teaser. I'll bet the over and under if I like Thursday's games. Do the over and under and pick a winner based on the spread. I did that on Thanksgiving. The Cowboys made me $9,000 on Thanksgiving. So when you see I'm not mad at Dak and you're like, well, you changed your tune. And I'm like, shit, you make me $9,000. You bought yourself some time, brother. That's personal. That's personal and business. So I was happy. But I won some bread, right? Because I bet on Thursday. I made $3,000 from the Cowboys, and I rolled that $3,000 over into Sunday. And I bet I put a teaser together for Jacksonville versus who the fuck did they play? They just lost. They were playing the Bills. Josh Allen. They were a favorite, but I put 6 points on them. I think they were 2-point favorite or something like that. But I had a 6-point spread on a teaser, and I made them a +4, so they were a 4-point underdog, and they lost by 3 points. So won more money on that game. Then I did the same thing with the Patriots. I had the Patriots. The Patriots was like a 13-point favorite. I had them down to 6 points, so they only had to win by 7 points. They covered, so I won the Patriots game too. And then I had 9 points for Green Bay versus +9 for Green Bay versus Minnesota. And I won that too. So it's like I was killing, So I was undefeated last season. I mean, not last season, last week. Last week, undefeated. It was probably one of the best betting weeks I had, right? So anyway, picked up my winnings on Wednesday from my bookie. Went, sat down at a bar, was waiting for one of my homies to come meet me. And I was talking to him on the phone about that, about the same thing I was just talking to you guys about. I was saying that in a bar, but I'm sitting by myself. There's some girls to the right of me. There's some guys to the left of me. I don't know if they can hear me, but I was talking to my cousin too. Now, I told my cousin that I had money on me. He's, I told him, and maybe the guys heard, and maybe I don't know yet, because trust me, I'm a fucking detective. Like when I say I'm a detective, I already seen everybody's face from that night. Like I went in, I paid some, whatever. I saw some surveillance footage though. I won't tell you everything I did because maybe I wasn't supposed to do that. I don't know. But I don't play that. You're not going to just do that to me and think that I'm just sleep on it. I want to know what happened and who did it. But anyway, what happened was, and this is why you got to pay attention to your surroundings. I was talking on the phone. When I got off the phone, because my cousin called me, told me he wanted me to come meet him. When I got off the phone, I said, all right, I'm coming. Now, I don't know if these guys heard me say what I had on me or if my cousin was leading me to some guys he had waiting. I don't know. I don't know yet, but I will know. Anyway, I walked outside and I noticed I hit the, luckily, it's the only thing that saved my life was the fact that I hit the unlock button before I got to the car. Cause I have a Lexus. I don't have to hit the unlock button. I could just go open my door as long as I got the key in my pocket, it'll open. I don't like doing that. I don't know why. I just always hit the unlock button. And when I hit it, that was the cue for the guys to come out of hiding and walk towards the car. So when they heard it, they thought I was at the car, but I was just turning the corner. So when I turned the corner, I had 15 yards of vision on them, which is why I didn't think anything of them, because they were walking out like they had just got out of a car in the parking lot. And I'm walking into the parking lot. And as I do that, I get to the car, my front door of the car, and something in me said, don't open the door. So I stop and I look over my shoulder, and the guy that was walking like he was walking into the bar opened my back door. He put a gun to my rib or my face, both. The gun was in my face at some point, but I don't know which one he did first. I think he did the ribs first because my ribs, I felt it down low. But immediately, I didn't think. When he said get in the car, he tried to get me in the front seat. He was going to sit in the back, and his partner was coming out behind him. He took my keys. I guess he threw them to his partner. Partner went in my trunk while we were tussling. But I turned and I elbowed his arm off of me. And when I did that, he must have struck me in the face with the gun. And then after he struck me in the face with the gun, I didn't know. I never saw the gun at this point. I didn't know that he was like, I knew he was hitting me with something because I boxed. So I was ready to square up. And I didn't feel shit. None of it. I didn't feel none of it. Even when I hit the ground, I never felt a thing. I knew I wasn't responding right. I was woozy. Because he hit me in my face. Then after that, he hit me in my head. I back up off the car, but he's trying to get me into the car. So he had one arm here, and I'm swinging, and then I looked down, and I saw the gun. When I saw the gun, I grabbed that arm, and I reached in my back pocket. If I had a gun, I'd have killed him, because I reached in my back pocket to get money, because I realized, I'm like, oh, these some random guys that's trying to rob me. That's what I thought. So I said, here. I grabbed the gun, and I said, yo, I ain't got nothing. Take it. I don't give a fuck. So I went to go give it to him. He went to go snatch that. And when he snatched that, he let go of my jersey. When he snatched, like, you kind of stumble back when somebody holding you and you trying to pull away from him. I didn't expect him to let me go. He let me go. And then he cracked me in the side of the head here with the gun. And I hit the ground. Stapled my head up, all that. But I hit the ground. When I hit the ground, I thought that I bounced right back up. I think that I bounced right back up because that's what I remember. I remember getting right back up and going to go try to chase him. I pulled my knife out and I went running because I knew while I was like, when he let me go, I saw my trunk was open. So they were taking my money out of the trunk. And I knew that. So my instincts, one, I didn't want to hit the ground. Two, I was trying to get to the streets where cars were. So I was fighting going backwards, trying to get to the street out of the alley. And when I finally got close to the street, he let me go. And when I was off balance, he cracked me in the side of the head and I went down. When I got up, I ran around the corner where they were gone. And then I ran back around to the street and I didn't see them either. I was like, damn, they like ninjas. Who the fuck can move that fast? So they either jumped in the car and sped off, or I was down longer than I thought, and I just have no recollection of it because I was concussed. But went back in the bar, told them, what happened. They called the law. They came out, went, to the hospital later because my fiance insisted, got a little CAT scan to make sure, nothing was damaged permanently. You know what I mean? And that was that. It was definitely a setup, 100% a setup. But that's the reason I say be careful, very careful. Like I talk a lot on here, but watch what you say to everybody, man, especially when it comes to money. Because the way I think of money, I share. I'm not a stingy person. So, and I'm not scared of anybody. So I kind of wore that, that persona on myself, like, yeah, whatever, And I was at a bar where I used to manage bars. And this bar is where all of my old patrons, they all now go to this bar. So I know everybody inside the bar. Most of the people that manage the bar, run the bar, I know them. So that's why I go there and I'm comfortable there. But it was just, bad choice of location that night, bad choice of words, bad situational awareness. If I was grading my QBR, I sucked that night. I was drinking, shouldn't have been drinking with money on me. Drinking, so I didn't respond or react fast enough. I left my gun at home. I'm kind of glad I did that because I think if he would have saw a gun, he probably would have shot me instead of hitting me with a gun. So maybe I'm alive because I didn't have a gun. But I know for a fact I'm alive because I didn't get in the car. And I know my family is okay because I didn't get in the car because who knows where they're going to try to drive me. But it was probably likely my house. And nah. So for me, I'm not even mad. I'm happy to be alive because I know where I was. If I would have gotten that car, it was a wrap. If I would have just listened, if I would have known that it was a gun in my rib and I would have just said, oh, shit, get in the car, that would have been a wrap. If my instincts didn't kick in, it was a wrap. Because if I'd have gotten that car, I think I was done. The only thing that saved me is I don't think they wanted to shoot me next to that bar where the cameras around and it was a high traffic area. So I don't think they wanted to do anything loud right there. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that probably saved my life. But yeah, that's it. That's what happened. That was some scary shit. Yeah, it was scary shit. They tried to kidnap me, man. Yeah. How do you think Fleming did? And do you feel like as far as Smith's days are numbered? Fleming played good. Smith's days aren't numbered. He's young as shit. If you get rid of Smith because Fleming's playing good, you, Jerry Jones being you, and you fans who would wish for that are very, very delusional. Why? Because Smith, if he heals up, is still one of the best, if not the best left tackle in the league, and he has a lot of years left. Unless he wants to retire or something, but most tackles and guards, they play well into their 30s. So we got another 7-8 years with Smith easy. And Fleming, they're both young guys. I would keep them both. I would move Fleming to right tackle, like I've been saying, and move. I think our best offensive line, and that's even with Steel Philo playing the way he's playing, our best offensive line right now would be Collins at left guard, Smith at left tackle when he's healthy, and Fleming at right tackle. I think that's our best combination. Exactly. Smith young as hell. Let Smith heal. Yep, let him heal. Let him rest up. Oh yeah. He wants Hall of Fame, then he's going to play all the way to 35, and he'll make a Hall of Fame easy because he's easily one of the best that ever did it. But yeah, that's my story, folks. That's my time. I've been up here for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I said I was going to grind it out this morning because, like I said, the first thing I thought about after everything happened was one, my family, but after I got a chance to just sleep and I woke up, I just said, look, man, the things that I enjoy doing, I'm going to do all of them. And I'm going to keep doing it because we all, I'm not afraid to die. We all have to go, eventually. So I'm going to go doing the things I love doing, So that's why I said, look, I want to get back on live. I want to get back on my content, man. That's what it is. You guys be safe out there, man. Be blessed. Like I said, I'm an asshole. I know that. But I'm a very generous, cool asshole. You know what I mean? So I know I ain't deserve that. And I know a lot of you don't either. I know I rub some people the wrong way, some of you, but a good person at heart, man. So I wish you all the best, praying for everybody, man. Hope everybody good. Make sure you watching your body out there. Be on the lookout for my podcast. And this is the push, man. Everybody that's on here, all you guys that follow me and faithfully, when I start this podcast, right, I don't start get paid on it until I get over 3,000 downloads. I need y'all to rush out. When I put a AKOYE Media podcast out there on iTunes, I need y'all to rush out and go get that shit, man. And from there, we're gonna build something that hasn't been built before, man. Like we're gonna build a content channel that's really for the people. Like that's what I want. Both Vach, Law, all of us, man. We that type of group where I'm not trying to bring you what the media is already bringing you. I don't give a shit what they think. My TV's not on. I don't watch ESPN. I don't watch FS1. I don't watch anybody. I watch football. That's it. So I bring you what I see, and I wanted something for the fans, and I'm for the fans. Like that's it. I'm for it. Like I don't do this shit for me. Like I talk to y'all because I like talking football with y'all. You know what I mean? Without y'all, I don't do shit. I'll be sitting there talking to who? You know what I mean? So for me, like I said, I love it. So, but I can't build it without y'all. I want y'all to help me build or help us build something that just hasn't been seen, where the NFL, YouTube, and every other content aggregator has to look at it like, what the fuck are these guys doing over here, man? So, let's get it. Byron, yeah, it's a lot going on, but the video gonna be uploaded in a second, so you can watch that, John. I said John, that's a Philly word, my fault. But you can watch that, John, on YouTube in a minute. All right. And for the rest of y'all, man, like I said, stay safe and be on the lookout for more content. I haven't gone anywhere. My breakdowns, I'm just loading them up for you. When they start coming out, there's several of them that are done now, voiceovers included. But I met with the company that wants me to do the podcast for them. They're more like a property manager. They're going to hook me up with a lot of sponsors and a lot of advertisers. But when I start with them, I don't want to have any lulls in content. So I want to go ahead and hit the ground running. Plus, as we're nearing the end of the season, too. So all the content that I'm doing right now, I just want to throw up on you guys with it later on. Thanks, Byron. I appreciate that super chat money, man. If I'd have got off 30 seconds ago, wouldn't have got that $2. Look at that. Man, feel that, though. Appreciate it. But let's go, man. Let's go. Trending up for sure. But shout out. Be safe. Happy holidays. Love y'all. Peace.